So, are the antiviral properties of humic acid a relatively new discovery, or does humic acid have a history of usage against viruses?
Humic acid has been used literally for thousands of years in folk medicine for a very large number of applications. The earliest documentation that I've been able to find is a 16th century Chinese manuscript, a medical manuscript, describing the benefits of using humic acid. In folk medicine, in what one would call modern folk medicine, humic acid has been used in wound treatment, quite commonly in villages. It's the case where if someone has a wound or some sort of deep scratch, it's not uncommon at all to pack the wound with mud. Allow the mud to dry, brush off the excess. That will, in fact, keep the wound clean. That's an old-time folk remedy that's been used for hundreds and hundreds of years. I don't know how many people I've talked to from India, Pakistan, the Philippines, even the Deep South here in the United States who've described being treated that way in the absence of any other kind of medication, being given that condition, some sort of wound. In terms of efficacy of recognized human disease, humic acid has again been used for thousands of years. There's material called shilajit, which is from Nepal, for example, which is a source of humic acid, a different kind of humic acid. And that material has been used in that area for a very long time to treat people by taking the material internally. In the United States, humic acid has been sold since the early part of the last century as a remedy for all kinds of different things, some of which may be true, some of which may not be true in terms of efficacy. But certainly, humic acid has been recognized as an effective treatment for viral diseases in this country, and has been sold as such for, at least, so far as I'm aware, at least since the 1920s in the United States. And it's sold elsewhere around the world as well. There are different brands of humic acid, and they're obtained from different sources. They're processed in different ways. But the important thing is that humic acid has, in fact, a very rich folk history. In terms of the science, which is what I'm much more concerned with, scientific background of investigations of humic acid goes back at least to the 17th century that I've been able to trace. Publications in the scientific journals of that time describe testing of humic acid, physicochemical properties, and that continues right today, up to the present time. Every year I do a literature search of the hard science published literature, peer-reviewed journal article type information. And every year I find somewhere between 800 and 1,500 scientific articles regarding some or other aspect of humic acid. And so scientific investigations of the material continue very strongly right up to the present time. Therapeutic type studies are becoming more commonplace. Of the, say, 1,000 on average articles I'll find in the literature every year regarding humic acid, there'll be probably 50 or so scientific articles regarding medical therapeutic aspects of humic acid as well. So the scientific research on the benefits of humic acid are certainly there and increasing in number.